Hey guys, how you doing? Had a lot of fun just making a lot of these videos. It's a really cool thing that I get to talk to you guys so often. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of a background on one of the things I really love to do. I've talked about in previous videos, I am a very, very big fan of playing guitar. And I thought I'd give you the history on it. Now, my history of music actually dates back about till I was around 5 years old. I started out playing piano for a number of years, and I mean, it was definitely something that really got me into music, but it just never really inspired me playing piano. And so I stopped after a little bit. Fast forward about 5, 6 years or so until I'm actually probably close to 8 years until I'm getting into like 7th, 8th grade. And my friends are all really playing guitar, and I'm just kind of sitting there like, this sounds really good. I like this. So I ended up actually buying a guitar from one of my friends at school in 8th grade for around 80 bucks. I couldn't give you the exact number because I paid him like 5 bucks at a time for like 8 weeks, and my family didn't know that at the time. Sorry, Mom. But after that, I just played it randomly. There's a video of me playing on stage with it not plugged in. I've alluded to that before. And then I got a guitar teacher about a month later. Really nice guy. Got me started, but just didn't really inspire me, and I almost got burned out for a little bit there. Then high school rolled around. And I had a friend named Michael in high school who would play guitar, and I'd watch him. He's a guy that kind of inspired me a little bit to play guitar. He's a good kid. I know he's going to go far with the guitar. He's a far more talented player than me. And he and I just started talking about guitar, and it was really cool, and we'd go over and hang out occasionally, play guitar. And then one of our teachers actually created a club at our school so we could play guitar. Really nice guy, and there were about 8 or 10 of us who got into it, and we would start practicing all these songs because we did a performance for our school, and it was really fun to do. I mean, you had 8 or 10 of us at varying levels of knowledge for guitar playing. You'd have me and Michael, who were probably the most comfortable with the guitar at the time, and then you'd have people just starting out. But it was a really cool experience to just go around and play guitar for people on stage. And so that really got the fire lit back under me. I got my second instructor, I've talked about him before, Scott Orcutt. If you live in the Southern Virginia, Northern North Carolina area, I'd highly recommend looking him up. He's an absolutely fantastic teacher. But I started learning from him, and I could really see improvement. Now, the place where I worked at actually, or where I learned at, actually had a studio where we could go in and practice as a band. And we formed a band from a couple of people in the group. My friend Jeff, Paul, we had a singer named Jessica in the original band. And it was a lot of fun. We would just go in and we would play all this. We started playing covers, and then a couple of times we lost the singer to our band and got a new one. And then Jeff moved from bass to guitar, and he's also a far more talented guitar player than me. And so he would start teaching me all this stuff on guitar. Like, I didn't know how to do a pinch harmonic. I mean, I was at the point where I knew how to play scales, I knew the chords, and where to place everything. And so he's teaching me these advanced concepts, and then we get to perform. We performed 4 or 5 times as a band, because obviously as a band full of kids, you don't have the freedom to just kind of get gigs whenever you want. We performed at a sports bar and a little restaurant a couple of times, and it's around that time that I had to leave for college. So I don't know what happened to the band afterwards. I still talk to Jeff, he's an amazing guy. But after leaving that band, I really threw myself into guitar because I wanted to be as good as Jeff. I wanted to be as good as Michael. Much as I hate to admit, I want to be as good as both of them. So So I started taking theory classes. I started taking lessons every single week, trying to get better, and I'm at the point now where I'm technically proficient. I'm not the best player, but I can play well enough that if I want to, I could get into a band. It's something that just really stuck out to me, is the guitar was my way of expressing myself. It let me do all these cool things. I mean, I've got a few little tracks on my computer over here of me just messing around on the guitar and coming up with little jazz fusion, little bits, and then a little bit of rockabilly, which maybe I'll post in a couple of days for you guys if you all want, and just had a lot of fun doing it. And I think that's one thing I really want people to know is my personal philosophy is everyone should learn at least one musical instrument in their lives. I'm glad guitar was the one I really stuck with because it's allowed me to be so much more expressive. It's allowed me to go into a lot more debt because, you know, amps, guitars, effects, all that stuff. But it's just, it's such a fun thing to do, and it's rewarding, and I can't recommend it enough. So if you get the chance, please, please pick up an instrument, and please try and learn something about it, because you never might know when you could become an inspiration or when you could be in a big band someday. It's all dependent on what you want to do with it and how much you're willing to put into it. Thank you guys so much. I will see you in the next video.